I knit myself this little shrug. I had some leftover yarn from another sweater project and it was the perfect amount to create this and I love it. I actually wear this way more than the actual sweater I made. It's so cute and cozy. Anyways, that's not what today's video is about. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be filming a roundup, and if you're new around here and you're not familiar with this type of video, I gather up all of the newer products I tried over the last little while and I give you a more thorough, in-depth review on them after being able to test them out with other products over a few days and yada yada. And I separate the products into 3 different categories. So my favorites, which are the products that performed the best, that stood out to me, that are maybe unique. Basically all the products in this category get my stamp of approval. Then we'll move on to the products that I liked. So these ones performed well, but they may not be like the most unique product out there, or there's a few things I just want you to be aware of, I guess. And then lastly are the products that I was disappointed by or simply did not work for me. There's a few things that may work for you, just depending on skin types and such, which I'll let you know about when I'm talking about that specific product. But without further ado, let's get into it. I forgot I like to start off with the negatives first so we can end on a positive note. So the worst product I tried over the last little while are these lip products from Melt Cosmetics. These were part of the Monsters collection and I just wasn't really impressed with how they wore on the lip. They look really fun, like they're kind of like a more, I guess, you can put these in like a gimmicky category of makeup. So they're kind of unique because like they kind of act like water and oil, I guess, when you look at them really up close. There's 2 little phases to them and you have to like mix it up a little bit before applying it to the lip. These are the drip lip glosses and these feel like straight up like dry body oil on the lip. It's not very cute. I don't mind the color and the look of the red one. You may think it looks nice in the B-roll shots, but the mouthfeel feels really odd and very slippery and wet, and they do kind of like just go away very quickly, and the green one just kind of looks like pee-pee lips. I don't know. There's no better way to put it. It's just not very flattering. It's kind of just like a gimmicky product. So these were my least favorite product out of the collection and just in the range of products I've been trying out lately. A very close second is this Armani Luminous Silk Bronzing Powder, and this is basically everything I dislike in a bronzing powder, unfortunately. First off, it just doesn't feel like a high quality, like bougie brand product. This just feels like something you could stumble on at the drugstore, which sounds super mean. That's why I'm starting off with like the mean stuff first so we can get it out of the way, because if I ended with this sassiness, it wouldn't be the vibe. Trust me, it's okay. It's just a bronzer. Yeah, this just doesn't feel like a product that should be sold by a high fashion brand, I guess. So this is basically like a very orange glitter bomb. There are a few shades available, but they all look kind of orange to me. Hopefully you can see in the B-roll shot, it's basically like if Edward Cullen and an Oompa Loompa created a little beast. That's what this bronzer reminds me of. Anyway, I don't know. All in all, it just doesn't feel quality to me, and I don't like chunky glitter, and it's just like, who's this color? I don't know. And this last product in this section, very quick little section here, unfortunately, is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Setting Powder. I wanted this to work for me so badly because I am so in love with the HD foundation. It's my #1 ever. I wear it for so many different occasions, day to day, like it's my #1 favorite foundation. So is the concealer. It's perfect for day to day. So I wanted to love this so badly. I've never been able to wear the Makeup Forever powders because they just never perform good on my skin. So this may work for you if you have like a drier complexion. Unfortunately, this against my oilier complexion just kind of created a cakey disaster, and this was not long lasting on me at all. I would set my face with this and have to like set it again 5 minutes later and so on and so forth. It didn't have like the blurring effects, the seamless look that I always look for in a powder. So this was a no for me, unfortunately. So getting into the products that I liked, this product could definitely fall into like the weird gimmicky things. I don't really know who this is for. Maybe it's just for me, but I ended up liking this product. This is the Frostbite Icy Nude Face Gloss from Huda Beauty. It came out with the Icy Nude collection. When I look at this, I feel just as confused as the first day I tried it in my Icy Nude video. It disgusts me, but also intrigues me and makes me hungry. I still feel hungry every time I see the little fish cake swirl like pigment spheres in here, okay? It reminds me of ramen, and I love ramen. I don't know. It's just like a very entertaining kind of product that just spiced up my makeup life, I guess. So basically it's like a pH balancing blush, but it does a little extra because it has these little pink pigment spheres, so it offers a little bit more than a classic like boring pH product. I'm not a fan. I will say it here, I'm not usually a fan of pH balancing products. Like, that does not intrigue me at all, but there's something about this one that does. So that's why I've been so confused. But I had to be honest with myself and I had to put it in this category. You may think that this is insane for me to talk about it in my liked section, and I feel embarrassed about it, but I do like it. It's like a very nice, cool pink blush that kind of livens up my cheeks. It applies well, it doesn't feel sticky, it offers a really nice glow and good pigment, and it goes on really well over like foundations and such, or just on my naked face. Like, if I'm going to be going out and I don't feel like putting on like a face of makeup for some quick errands or something, I'll throw on a little blush, and I've been gravitating to this one because it looks so seamless and like just normal. I don't know, it's just been giving a little bit of life to my face on the days that I feel lifeless, I guess. I don't know. Wow, what have I been even saying about this? Take what you will from that. I like it. Will I completely recommend it? No. But if you're as confused and intrigued by it and you like a cool pink, sheer, seamless looking blush, maybe you'll like it. I don't know. It's a very strange product, but I dig it. But now let's talk about some face palettes. I've been getting into them a lot more. I used to like really hate like full-on face palettes because I just like to have like singular little items instead of like all in one. Maybe it made me feel like constricted to just using one product. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling more open to them recently. And I do really like this one from Flower Nose. So this one here is the Flower Nose Butterfly Cloud Color Collection Embossed Highlight and Contour Palette in the shade 01 Leaf Shadow. What a name. Goes on forever. So this is what it looks like on the inside. We get like a little glowy bronzer, a cool toned, super matte contour color, a highlighter, and kind of like a golden, almost blushy highlight. So I like this one. I've been using it quite a bit, but I've come to the conclusion that it's nowhere as special to me as my Kaleidos Symphony Contour Trio. I prefer this one tenfold over this because I don't like super adore these two shadows. I mean, these two highlighters over here. I don't use them as much. I often just reach for this just for the bronzer and contour, and I might as well go for this product here, which I use all three powders. But all in all, if you do like the addition of like these actual shimmery highlights, this is a good quality product. Like, it does perform really well. I'm still going to use it and such, but like the powders don't feel as awesome as these ones. I'm gonna be honest. I also have these FLORASIS Eastern Beast Sculpting Makeup Palettes. I have it in two colors. So this one here is in the shade 02, and this one here 01, which is the one that looks better on my complexion. So this one's fun. You get like a really nice between shade of like a bronzer and a contour. It's kind of like the mesh of both. So it's just like a one shot done kind of color, which is awesome. You also have like the nice matte highlighting powder, a blush, and an actual glowy product. So same thing kind of goes for me. I still reach for like the Kaleidos one, even the Flower Nose one over this one, but I do like this product. The blush color is really pretty. The powders perform really well. It's a stunning product to look at. All shades are really nice. Again, it kind of falls flat for me with the shimmery highlight. It's a little too intense and maybe like obvious on the cheek for me. Otherwise, the three other shades perform really well, and it's a really gorgeous palette. So it's up to you and what your tastes are. If you like having like all four things like this compared to like this Kaleidos one, it's up to you, but I still prefer this one over those. I have some more blushes here. These are the YSL Make Me Blush liquid blushes. They have 6 shades available here, and at first when I tried them, they didn't feel that special to me, and I kind of forgot about them, put them to the side, and like I just went about my life. But it wasn't till recently that I've actually been reaching for these, and like I think of them immediately when I'm reaching for a blush. I think it's a big shame that they marketed these so badly. I don't know if they were wanting to cause a little riff on TikTok or like whatnot, but I feel like these were really misrepresented, and there is potential in them, which is why it made me sad to see that they were like trying to convince people that this would work on deeper skin tones. It doesn't even work on me. But these feel very like Korean beauty, Chinese beauty coded to me. Like, these are very popular colors in Asian beauty, and in most cases I've seen people use this light purple one more so as like a brightening color, and then they'll add like another blush too, not just use it on its own. Just in the cases I've seen. I might be wrong on that. There probably are people who wear this completely on its own, whatever. But this formula actually has been impressing me more and more that I've been using it. It feels like a really nice, like serum-y blush, very sheer, very like everyday appropriate. It's for the people that don't go overboard with blush like me. But if you wear like very natural, like no makeup looks kind of vibe, this is like the perfect kind of consistency because it's not going to have like a obvious edge to your makeup. It's going to like look very seamless and blended very easily. They're user-friendly, the colors are cute. I think they really fumbled the bag with the marketing, that's for sure. So I like them. But I think this will really depend on your preferences when it comes to blush and that and the other. Now we have more pieces from the Melt Cosmetics Monsters collection. They came out with this really fun red mascara. I've tried a few red mascaras. There's one from like ColourPop and another brand I forget the name of that I've tried, and they were always like really dry and crusty. This one isn't. It actually wears like a pretty typical mascara and it's a really nice red color. I thought it was really fun. So yeah, I had to be in this little section. I also really enjoy the red lipstick they came out with in that collection, the Dracula matte red lip in the shade Thirst for Blood. It's a stunning kind of deeper red, super matte lipstick, and when I'm going for red, it's the only time I'll whip out like an actual matte transfer proof red because I don't want to end up looking like the Joker. And this is a really nice one. It doesn't feel like too drying on the lips. It doesn't feel like it's going to crack out or anything. Yeah, I liked it. Same with the two eyeshadow palettes that they came out with. This one right here, the Creature from the Black Lagoon one, is such a fun little quad of very unique colors. They're super pigmented. They're basically like pressed pigments, so they're super intense, but they're easy to blend. And I really like the lime greens that they came out with in this line. It was so good. And this little one, the Bride of Frankenstein palette, I really like this one. I feel like it's a well thought out, well mapped eyeshadow palette because you have like these cooler nudes that look really nice together, or these really nice chocolatey ones with these kind of funkier colors to balance it out if you want to have a little funk in your day. I love this lime green matched with all of the shades in here. The one shade that did fall flat for me is this one right here. It's just not what I wanted it to give, but even so, it's nice, but it's just not what I was expecting. So, but that's just me being super picky. Otherwise, I feel like there's a lot of looks that you can create out of this kind of condensed, smaller palette. Yeah, same thing goes, like really nice pigmented colors that are easy to blend. Now, this is the Tower 28 Getset powders. So these I like, but they're super brightening powders, which isn't something I typically reach for day to day, only like in specific cases. Like if I accidentally reach for concealer that may not be as brightening as I want, then I'll kind of go to these to kind of boost it up for me. They're nice and blurring, really nice and setting. They have like a long lasting quality on me and the concealers I've tried it with. I wouldn't use this all over the face because it is so brightening. I've made the mistake of doing that a few times and it did kind of make me look ghostly. But yeah, these are pretty good. I feel like this is a product that I will potentially grow on the more I use it and such, but right now it's living in my like section. So these here are the Say Lip Liners 101s. The colors in this line are really cute, but the lip liner formula itself is a little bit more on the dewier side. I typically like a super matte softening lip liner look, so these did kind of disappoint me slightly, but the colors are really nice. They do have decent longevity. It isn't something like the Fenty Beauty lip liners or the Freck ones or the new Makeup Forever ones or the Huda Beauty 2.0s, but if you just like kind of like a typical lip liner, this is pretty good. A big plus too, you can use these all over as a lipstick too, and they're not so soft that you're going to run through them very quickly. So it's up to you. The colors are really nice. I like them, but they're not going to be a favorite any day soon. So MAC came out with another lipstick reformulation. These are the Maximal lipsticks, the Sleek Satin lipsticks, and I really like this line. I did a whole swatching video. I tried on all 23 shades that I got in PR. I believe there's more than that. I think there's like 34 shades available, but I really like this formula. It feels really nice and lightweight, has really nice glow, and even the deepest colors aren't patchy or streaky. They're very easy to use and they look really awesome. There are so many fun shades. Some of my favorites are Saint Germain, Film Noir, Modesty, Blankety, and Dubonnet and Paramount. Those are the shades that kind of struck me the most. With the first round of the Maximal matte lipsticks, I didn't know how to feel about it because I really didn't like how the packaging was longer. I was like, why are they changing things? Like, stay my comfort lipstick brand. Like, you know, I just felt weird about it, but now I've gotten over it. I'm accepting of like the new packaging and the new like revamped formulas and such. I'm over that now and I've accepted them. And I like them, and I have been feeling excited about them and reaching for them constantly. And the last two products in this section are foundations. This one is the One Size Turn Up the Base, sorry, Full Beat Liquid Foundation. I like this one for like a full coverage foundation. It's not something I go for like day to day, so that's why it's in this category for me. I would only reach for this for certain like events or situations, but as super full coverage foundations go, this one's pretty awesome. It feels quite comfortable and lightweight on the face, but it does the most coverage wise, and overall it looks pretty seamless. Some full coverage foundations look like that, but this one appears, not coverage wise, but like thickness wise, as like a light to medium coverage foundation, if that makes sense. Basically, I'm just trying to say it's seamless. So I like it. Really good longevity, huge shade range, which is awesome. So love it for that. And the last one I have here is the red Tier cushion. Same thing kind of goes as this one. This one's super full coverage. This one, out of all the three I have, I feel the most on my skin because it has the most coverage, of course, and it does have a little bit more of like a glowier finish to it, so it does feel maybe like a little bit slippery in comparison to the other two. It doesn't feel like as seamless and lightweight as the other two, I'm basically trying to say. But otherwise, if you want like full coverage but like kind of serum-y effect to the finish, you would love this product, and it has really good longevity. I like them. So now we've arrived to my favorites category, and I'll start with the product that has impressed me and excited me and inspired me the most, which is the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette. I feel so excited about this one. Maybe you'll look at this palette and just feel the complete opposite to me, but for some reason this has kind of reinvigorated my love for like eyeshadow looks again. There's also so many fun looks I've been seeing online, especially from this one makeup artist. Her name is Makeup WLP on TikTok and Instagram. She's been coming up with so many amazing eye looks, and it just kind of brings me back to when I first like super fell in love with makeup back in like 2014-ish, and when I wanted to make this my job. This has like brought back that initial feeling of mine again before like the eyeshadow palette boom and we just got so sick of them. I don't know, there's something about this that's so inspiring to me, and this palette kind of reminds me of the more like edgy cool sister to the Rose Quartz palette. I'll hold up this one next to it. You'll hopefully see what I see. This one kind of has the same kind of range, but just way less cutesy and pinky. This was previously my favorite palette from Huda Beauty, but this has topped it for me. I really like how there's a warm side and a cool side, and the shimmers are all up my alley too. And most of the shimmers in here are up my alley. The only one that falls super flat for me is like this really grainy, am I pointing at the right one? Yeah, the super grainy glittery one. I don't like that color or the feel. But otherwise I have been using all of these. I just love how wintry and like edgy and cool this palette feels, and there's so many of my everyday go-to kind of colors and like colors if I want to kind of spice up my makeup and feel a little bit different that day. It has it all for me. The quality's great. I love this thing. Alongside of that collection, she also came out with 2 new shades in the liquid blushes. These are my favorite liquid blushes ever. I believe I forgot to take some b-roll clips of me swatching these on my cheeks. I did swatch both of them in my initial Icy Nude palette video, and I have been using the shade Coco Loco like all month long. So these are the 2 colors like straight up swatched. Yeah, Coco Loco and Latte. I love Coco Loco because when blended out on me, it turns very like mauvey, kind of cool, perfect kind of like I'm cold kind of blush with a little bit of like a burnt edge to it, I guess. And Latte is like a really nice like soft brownie warm nude color. But had to rave about those quickly. But going back to Tier, these are my 2 favorites out of what they offer. The silver cushion is great for every day. It's very like sheer no makeup vibes. It looks very perfecting, but it doesn't offer too much coverage. It offers like just a really pretty skin finish and like a natural light to medium coverage effect. And the pink one is my favorite because I find it to be adjustable. I would say it's a good medium coverage foundation, but you can build it up to like a super full if you want. want, and it sits really well on my skin. It does have a more matte finish in comparison to the other two, which works really good with my oilier complexion. Love this one and this one for like softer days. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Dark Spots Corrector and Serum Concealer. I love this one. It fits right into my family of like serum-y concealers, like the NYX one, the Tower 28 one, and the LYS one. But this one just kind of has an even more seamless, maybe less high coverage effect than the other ones I just mentioned, which fits nicely in like the day-to-day category, and I have been reaching for this all the time, like constantly. This has been the only concealer I've been reaching for. It has such a nice natural look under the eye, but it does cover quite a bit. You can build it up or sheer it out. It just always looks good. It doesn't enhance my fine lines, and it sets well with all of the powders I've been trying out, aside from the Makeup Forever one, sadly. This product here took me by surprise. This is the product I overlooked the most in the Melt Cosmetics Monsters collection, but it's the product that I love the most. It's the translucent powder they came out with. I thought it was kind of random of them to bring this out in that collection. I didn't know what to expect from it really. I was like, is this going to make my skin look, I don't know, corpse-like? Because it's coming out with all of these like monster products. I don't know, but it's actually so good. It's such a seamless blurring powder. It doesn't add like a heavy layer or like an obvious layer at all. It just mattifies, super blurs your skin, and looks amazing. I underestimated this thing to the max. Next up is another eyeshadow palette that's been giving me so much inspiration. It's the Danessa Myricks Freedom palette. Now, I recognize that this isn't like for the day-to-day consumer. It's more for like the artistic people or like makeup artists or just people who love textures and color and shimmer most of all, because this palette is full of them. But this is such a gorgeous palette full of so many different types of shimmers. Some of them are very creamy and sheer, or more glittery, metallic, satins. Like, it has it all in here. Each individual shade is a different like shimmer formula, which is wild. Also, the packaging on this is incredible. You can take any of these little palettes of 6 out and you can stack them. You can stack all 3, or you can just take one to go on this little lid if you need to take just a few shades, or you can take out a few and put them aside and put some other single shades for like your cheeks or whatever and whatnot. I just love the endless opportunity, like packaging wise and packing wise and just artistic wise. It's so pretty. This in itself is a piece of art that creates art. So cool. I realize I've been kind of like bouncing category to category, like makeup wise, but you know what? Sorry. This is another eye product. These are the Kosas eyeliners. I have fallen in love with this formula over the while I've been testing them. I have since like started reaching more for these over like my Makeup Forever Artist pencils for my eyes, or the Milk Makeup ones that I use all the time. I really like the in-between formula of those two I just mentioned in this one pencil. The shades are really nice. My favorites are like the normal shades. I will say that the shimmery shade or kind of like the lavender color kind of fall flat for me. The shimmers feel dry and harder to work with, but the more classic shades like the black, the gray, the 2 browns, and the beige are very, very awesome eyeliner pencils. That's what I'm wearing as my little double eyeliner today. It was very easy to achieve this look using them. They're super glidey, but they dry down really well and matte, so it doesn't have like a weird shift to it, which I really like a super matte eyeliner. And these work really well in the waterline. It's just like an all-in-all do-it-all eyeliner. The one thing I find weird though is like the little attachment on the end. It's like a little silicone, looks like a little pop or something. I don't like working with it. I found it hard to use, but maybe I just need more practice because it is easier to sanitize than a typical brush or like a little sponge tip. And since these are retractable pencils, there is a little sharpener on the end here. I really like those. So back to cheek. I have fallen in love with this highlighter from VIEVE. It's the Skin Dew Glow Multitasker. So this is a stunning highlight. It's very, very balm-like, kind of dewy-like, but it doesn't feel like one of those products. When you first put it on your hand, it looks like a molten gold or some kind of metal. It looks like it's going to be so intense, but it isn't when you actually blend it out on the cheeks. And you can also use this in a variety of ways given the name. And they don't just sell it in this little tube, they also have different sizes too if you want to use it on your body. But this is a really pretty dewy look highlight that doesn't feel super balmy or wet, doesn't get caught in my hair at all. It's such a pretty sheer look, but it's also very impactful. It's like the perfect kind of in-between highlight of a super natural one and like a very intense impactful one. I have been loving it. It is kind of close to my Half Magic Beauty Beam Trap highlight that I love so much. That in liquid form. These are still new to me, but because I'm familiar with the blush version, I feel comfortable with recommending them. I've already been using them constantly. These are the E.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contours. These are maybe like a smidge less like intense as the blushes. They're a little bit more workable in my opinion. Maybe I've just been cautious with how much I've been going in with. That could be the case for sure. But this is a really nice simple formula and it is very effective. So point blank, it's an awesome product. I love the Halo liquid wands from them, and this feels very similar but just maybe a little bit more impactful and maybe more hygienic as well, because it's not just like a floating sponge tip. I feel like as time will go on, I think I'll start reaching for this over the little Halo wand type. Now we're at lips, and I know many of you are probably like, what's your lip combo today? I'm getting to it. Sorry, I saved it for like the complete end. Oh my gosh. But I have some lip liners here. First, I'll talk about the one that's on my lip, which is a shade extension from MAC. They came out with a few new lip liner shades. I also did like a full-on lip swatch video of all of the new colors. I'll insert a little clip here, but if you want to see the full thing, it's on my shorts tab. Just new shades in a classic formula. My two faves from the extension have been Greige, which is like a really fun, kind of intense contour color, and this one, Root, for me. This is already one of my top new favorite lip liners ever. I've been pairing it with all of my favorite lip colors and it just looks awesome. I'm wearing it today, although it's kind of, no, it's still there. It's still there. It's just not as intense as when I applied it a few hours ago. But it's such a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Here, I'll sheer it out so you can see the undertone a little bit better. You can see it's like kind of neutral, but a little bit warm. I don't know, it's just so sexy. I love it. Love, love, love it. So just a quick little yap about a shade extension, but now let's talk what's all over my lip, and that's the VIEVE Lip Dew in the shade Cherry, and I need to reapply this. Now this is another sister to one of my top favorites, Haus Labs Fig. I'll swatch those next to each other so you can see better. So Cherry is on top there. You can see it's a little bit more like cranberry-esque. And here's Fig from Haus Labs. You'll see that they're quite different in the swatch, but they give kind of like a similar vibe. This is just maybe like more wintry, Christmassy, whereas this is like more fall, maybe even like August. I don't know, they feel so good. This is such a nice formula. It feels a little bit like the Dior ones and maybe like the e.l.f. lip oils together, but maybe even just a little bit more lacquered like. It has such a nice like suspension on the lip. It doesn't like spread everywhere. It stays really well in place and it has like a really nice mouth feel. It feels really rich and like comfortable. Like I love rubbing my lips together when I'm wearing this. This is so banging and it's going in my purse for tonight's festivities, which I'm going to a church to see my friend's choir concert. It's so cute. These here are the Wonderskin Wonder Blading Lip Masks. So these are another really fun kind of, I guess, interactive lip stain. So they'll first apply with like a very blue or green overlay to them, which you have to like let rest, let sink in and dry, and then you wipe off or peel off the blue layer and it unveils a really gorgeous even stain. These are really, really nice. I love the colors that I have. My favorites have been Lovely and Charming, but they stain very evenly and intensely. I do look at these very differently than the Satin lip stains. The Satin lip stains, I more so go to those as lip liners. You can achieve like a lip liner effect with the Wonder Blading lip masks, but it takes a little bit more time and the end result is never as good as when I do it with the Satin lip stains. So for me, I use these as like an all over lip stain instead. Really, really amazing longevity. These are one of the most intense and long wearing lip stains. The colors are gorgeous. These are awesome. Fantastic products. Another one that has been like so popular online forever and I just was so resistant in trying them, but it's another product that's been so worth the hype for me and I wish I tried them out sooner. And last but not least are these products here from Makeup Forever. These are the Artist Colored Pencil Extremes. So these are only for the lips, whereas the other artist pencils, you can use them basically all over the face. These are only for the lips, but they're like the waterproof, more intense, more pigmented versions of these ones in their most iconic shades, which has just been such a dream. I've been wearing these constantly and oh my gosh, they have such a good long wearing quality to them in comparison to these. Lip oils and glosses tend to like eat up and fade these types of lip liners quicker. in comparison to like the waterproof ones. These ones will last a lot better with those types of products. They're more compatible. Yeah, these are insane. They are so long wearing. They're like almost like magnetic. They'll just stay on your lips all night, all day, whatever you need. It's awesome. I can eat, drink, whatever, and these will last. And as far as like waterproof lip liners go, these still have like a softened, blurred effect, kind of like the artist pencils. A lot of like these waterproof ones can look like an obvious like lip edge. These still look really sunken in and seamless on the lip, which is really nice. And you get a good working time. They're not so creamy that you're going to run through them really quickly. They have like a nice glidey but stiff formula to them, and you do have time to blend them out before they set and lock in. I've been so in love with these. They're just like an upgrade of my favorites and my all-time favorite colors, so how could I not be in love with them? And that's going to be all for this yapping session. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll have all of these products listed and linked and categorized in the comments down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!